for joining us. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening. You've gained a huge fan in our producer Leonard, who felt that you played as an awesome ending. If you will, David,
Okay.
take us.
I trained this opening with a friend of mine. We played a couple of Blitz games, sometimes in December. And I have to admit that in the first Blitz game, I made a terrible mistake here. I played bishop f4, missing knight h5, after which black is immediately better.
Right.
Knight g6, knight takes f4, knight takes f8,
Knight takes g2.
bishop takes f8, g takes f4, queen takes f4. Maybe it's not so clear, sorry. So maybe I don't recall it correctly, but I played something similarly terrible. I think played maybe something else. Okay, queen e2. Okay, it's all theory. I also could try this, and it's also quite drawish. Okay, so I played rook e1. Okay, the principled continuation is bishop takes e5 here. And white has several moves like rook ed1 or a4. The point is that black's development is quite poor, which gives me enough compensation for the pawn, but perhaps not more. Okay, so black played a solid move. Black played a solid move, rook b8, rook d1, and now I played c5. It's all theory. Okay, black cannot take on e5 in view of b takes a7. So rook e2, I suppose it's the correct move here.
In fact, we're told that rook e2 was a novelty.
Really?
Really? Apparently you were the first to play this move. I assume it since maybe white has played another move, rook e4 or rook b5. I'm not sure. But rook e2, but it looks quite normal, right?
Yes. I want to attack the b6 pawn. And after e5, I can give a check on d5 occasionally. I'm not sure if it's the best idea to give the check right now. I can also play... Oh, yes, I should, in order to prevent bishop e6. So king f7 is a decent move, I suppose. Okay, if I play rook b1, rook b2, rook b1, he has bishop f5 here. And black is completely fine. So I played f4. Okay, if I play rook d6, it's similar. Okay, I can claim a microscopic advantage here, but it's a draw, of course. Total draw. Rook c7, rook d8, maybe. Check, bishop b1, and white can even become worse here. Okay, of course, c4 is not obligatory, but okay. I played f4, having some idea in mind, and I miscalculated, to be honest. Okay, my intention was to play something like rook d2 here, and to put the bishop on d5, play c4, but then I spotted that it somehow doesn't work, that I'm not quick enough to consolidate my queen side here. So I played instead e6 check. Of course, black could have taken, and okay, it should be equal, I suppose. For example, rook d6, bishop c4, maybe king g6, king g8, and rook f7, or rook e1, bishop c4. I had some idea here, namely rook c7 and c4, but I don't think it's so good. Okay, if black plays king g6, it might work. I have rook 1 e4, rook g4 check. Okay, there are some nice lines, of course. It's for some
Dream
tactics books.
Yeah, the
Okay,
eternal pin.
g4, h6, h4, and black runs out of moves, and white even breaks through. Okay, g5, c4, king f2. Okay, rook e3, king e2.
But you're right, that is for the books.
Yes.
Yes.
And not for books for intermediate, it's for beginners books, maybe. Okay, e6 check, king g6. It's an ambitious continuation. Now I found the check, bishop e4, or I found it before Fabiano played e5 because he spent quite some time on it.
So when did your preparation end? With the move rook e2, or you were also preparing with f4 to meet king
it
f7?
ended probably with rook e2, but I don't remember if the last move of my preparation was rook e2 or rook e3 or what. But I suppose rook e2 looks decent. Okay, now if black plays king h6, I can
Which was our key move, yeah?
Yes, I can defend the rook somehow and I have a compensation. I don't know how big it is, but white seems to be more or less fine. Maybe rook d2. I can also play king d2. Sorry, not this rook d2, maybe this one. And okay, I put my bishop either on d7 or on d5. If I put it on d5, I can push c4, maybe rook d1. I don't know which of the moves is the best one here. The point is I can play bishop d5 with tempo because black cannot take on c3. I have bishop f7 after rook e8.
Right.
Maybe he can play it. He has rook e8, then g6, king g7, but it should not be bad for white for sure.
Right.
And otherwise I play c4 and okay, if black plays rook e8, I can consider playing bishop d6, bishop d7, rook b2, a4. Okay, I think it's about equal. Okay, Fabiano played f5.
Maybe that was too ambitious. Maybe that.
Yes. Now I have to be careful because if I start with rook d6, he has rook f6 here, and I'm losing some material and exchange. Okay, and I played. Sorry. So I gave a check, e7.
Nice.
And now there was a lovely tap. Okay, bishop takes e2, check. Okay, black can play some. Black played king g5, which is fine. But if he played rook f6, now he can either play this when white is better. I can take a pawn on b6, or he can play bishop b5, which looks fine before one finds bishop d5. And black is completely dominated here.
Wow. Almost a study move, bishop d5. Very nice.
I think there was a study contest yesterday.
That's right.
Okay.
We had Afek Yochanan showing us a beautiful study he had composed.
Yes, he is a brilliant composer. Okay, frankly speaking, my first intention was to force a draw somehow, but first I need to be a bit careful because my pawns are a bit weak here. So I decided to play. I also realized I had some small chances, slight chances, so I continued, but I didn't believe I would win this. Okay, now after c4, black can even push f4. Yes. Okay, so king f2. And frankly speaking, I was surprised because now it seemed to me that f4 was an obvious move here because black needs to activate his pieces. And okay, I can take it. For example, if I push g4, black can even play bishop d3, g5. Not immediately g5 because there would be bishop e4, threatening mate on h7. Okay, even this is not clear, but okay, there are some lines which black might prefer to avoid. Maybe h3 now, and if he pushes some pawn, maybe h4 then. I mean something like this. Okay, it's a bit cooperative. I'm threatening king e5, and now I can take. And maybe I have some slight chances, but not more. King e5, rook b7. Okay, so f4 looked logical to me, and to my mind it's equal here. Okay, rook d6 is still perfectly fine. Bishop e8, because after bishop d7 my king marches forward. Okay, so bishop e8, and now I think bishop a4 was still completely fine. For example, king e3, king g5. Okay, if I play king d4,
logically,
there is rook h6 now, and my pawns become weak. So I would have played rook c7 and sorry, I confused something here. Yes, rook d7. Well, and now I'm not completely sure about some of those endgames, but of course it must be a draw. I know this perfectly. But okay, black even can exchange a bishop for those 2 pawns sometimes and exchange f5 pawn for g3 pawn, and I will be left with h2 pawn and with the wrong bishop. But okay, there were still some lines. Okay, like this, king d6, king c7. I would have tried to calculate it, but of course if white wants to make a draw, he can start with bishop f3. And if black wants to make a draw, he can probably play king f6, g5, and it should be a draw.
Okay.
I cannot imagine white winning this. Okay, so bishop d7. Now it's getting...
Now after rook d8, suddenly we felt that the chances had become
Yes,
significant. Well,
me too.
significant maybe is too strong, but they were suddenly on your side very
Yes.
clearly.
To be honest, after Fabiano's first inaccuracies, I became rather annoyed because I wanted to make a draw rather quickly and relax, and I didn't believe I would win this. But now I felt the chances were real. Okay, if I play rook f8, it's a draw because black can play rook e6, bishop e6 or bishop c6, and it's completely fine. I cannot even take the pawn in this version.
Discovered check is
Yes.
embarrassing.
Okay, I can play king f3, but even if I reach an endgame with pawns g3, h2 against f5, it's a draw. And I would have achieved it only with the king on h3, which is a total draw. Okay. So, king d4. Well, I was rather optimistic here. I hoped to put black into Zugzwang. Okay, it's not so easy for him to make a useful move, because after h5 I can consider rook h8, and I saw some nice line here. It's not forced again, but it's nice at least.
Oops. It is nice.
Rook g4, bishop takes g4, and white is winning. Okay, so black played rook g5, which is probably fine. Rook b8. Okay, I also considered rook h8, but black seems to be doing fine here. Rook h6, rook g8, rook g6, h5, and now he should not really take the pawn, because then he loses the h7 pawn and the game. But he can play rook g5 here, and it should be just fine. Rook b8. I don't know which pawn should he take now. Maybe b3, g3, and then he can occasionally give a check.
Right.
Okay, so I decided to play rook b8, and now rook h8. There were other options as well, but I could see no point in playing a3, because okay, black plays something like rook h6, and I cannot see what I achieved.
Right.
It's not clear that the pawn is better placed on a3 than on a2. In fact, I'm afraid the opposite is true, because my intention was to play h4 here, rook g6, and now I prefer my pawn staying on a2. I can play h5, and it's still annoying for black. I'm threatening h6, and after king d8 I can play king d6. Maybe there is no mate, but it's unpleasant. Well, maybe bishop c6 and rook f8, or I don't know how exactly should I play. Maybe
Yes.
I can start with rook f8, but I'm likely to win at least a pawn here.
Exactly. It's just so unpleasant to have such a dominating
Yes.
king. For the defender, I mean.
Yes, so Fabiano played correctly, perhaps. Bishop e6. I haven't seen this, but okay, if I take, it's a dead draw. First, black can start checking along the sixth rank, and second, he can even play this, and it's a total draw. Complete draw, I'm sorry for my English.
No, you're doing great.
I'm just nervous, okay. It could be better, but I would need more time. Okay, bishop e6.
Do you have your score sheet with you?
Yes,
Can I see it for a second?
yes. Okay.
So I just want to show you, David, when the score sheets are signed. Wait a second. Yeah, I see them. Those score sheets are signed. You don't have to be nervous anymore. You won the game.
Okay, but being a neurotic, I have a reason to be nervous even after the game.
Even after the score sheets are signed.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I was not sure how to proceed here, because Black's position is quite solid. So first I tried rook a8, hoping that Fabiano would decline the move repetition here and play something else. Bishop d7. I suppose the rook endgames are just bad for him, but okay, even this is not completely clear. Okay. Okay, I can give a check. Sorry, I would have given a check first, perhaps.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I can just take, and okay, I can even play rook a3, because if he plays rook f6, then I give a check again, and now it's lost. I give a check. g7 is hanging, and now I have d6,
Nice.
searching rook a8, d7. So he played bishop d7. Okay, I could try a4, but I was not sure about the evaluation of the position, so I decided to try something else first. Well, sorry, I saw one more interesting idea here, namely rook. No, it was one move later. Sorry. Okay, yes, sorry, it was not rook a6. So, okay, I tried a4. I suppose f4 was not enough because I can just take it with the g pawn sometimes, and he's forced to take on d. No. Sorry. I hope it doesn't work. Now I can take with the king, and I have a promising endgame. And okay. He played bishop d7, which looks like a decent move. And now I considered rook g8, which also looks nice. There were also some quite nice lines. h5. He cannot take here again.
It
once
looks like
again.
an echo of the previous
Yes.
line where you got to play h5
Yes.
and h6 very handsomely.
Some positions are very similar to each other here. Rook b8. But I rejected it because I was afraid that an endgame like this might be drawn. Maybe black can start with f4 because there are some subtleties like rook a5 check, which might be useful at some lines but harmful at the others. So I don't know. I saw a really beautiful line here. Hopefully I will be able to recall it. And now if he takes, he has some problems again. But I think f4 should be fine. And now perhaps king d6 and bishop c2. It's not a nice position, but I believe it should be a draw.
And there's just not enough pawns left.
Yes. But there was a lovely line. King f6. I'm also not sure it's winning. I calculated a nice line. I'm threatening bishop f7, so he has to give a check because his bishop is hanging as well. Well, I missed bishop e8, but I suppose it doesn't work. I might have some g4 stuff, or maybe rook e7. I'm not sure. Okay, I will show my line.
The lovely line.
Yes, and now rook c2.
A strange domination, yeah?
Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work, which is a pity. Okay, here it works perfectly. Here I can take on b1 and give check on e4, and it's
Beautiful.
over. But okay, the problem is black can play bishop b3 here.
Oh no,
yes, and rook takes
sacrifice
d5.
exchange. Oh.
Well, I also have other options. Here I can play king d4, which is also quite promising because I have a passed pawn, but okay, perhaps black can somehow stop the pawn.
Sacrifice the
Yes,
bishop, yeah.
perhaps. Okay, so in the end I decided that rook a8 was more promising. So I played rook a8, rook g6. Okay, if I had known Fabiano would take on g3, I would have gone for it much quicker. Okay, the main problem here was king d8. Because if I play a5, I just have no threats here. He just defends c6, and it should be more or less fine for him, I suppose. So I would have played h5, which looks nice, but black can play rook h6 here. He probably threatens to take the pawn. I can give a check. King e7 is probably wrong on account of rook g8. So perhaps king c7, and maybe I can play bishop f3 immediately. I don't know if it's better to insert a check or not. Black should activate his rook, perhaps. I cannot take the pawn because I'm losing a bishop here.
Oops.
So I have to play king f4. Now after d6 I have bishop d5 again, which is quite unpleasant for black. And okay, here black has serious problems because even his kingside pawns are quite vulnerable. I can attack them like this, and I suppose it's probably closer to winning than to a drawn position, but I'm not sure, really. Black certainly has some counterplay here. Okay, rook takes g3 is wrong. Okay, I don't know what Fabiano missed. Okay, this should be fine for black.
Right.
Maybe even a rook d6 here. And okay, king d8 should be fine. He just gives back one pawn and attacks one of my pawns here.
Yes.
I think
Should be
it's
a draw.
yes, a5, and I think black is in a big trouble here. If he doesn't take, I just take and push c4 or c5, c6.
Right.
Okay, I'm not sure about this intermediate check, but it just looks bad for black. I suppose it is.
It looks like another domination coming
Yes.
up.
King d8, king d6. Okay, so black took, and I played c5, of course. And now black has black doesn't have enough time to play rook e3 because c6 follows there with an immediate win. Okay, so black played king d8, but okay, even if I play c6, it must be winning because okay, if the bishop were not here, if the h4 pawn were not here, it would have been a draw because black can play rook g6, and now after bishop e6 he can go back to g1 or somewhere, and it's a draw without the f5 pawn, which is good for white now. I mean, without all the pawns. But with the h4 pawn on the board, I think it must be winning because black's king is so poorly placed, and okay,
There's
I
some
can
nice
just
mating nets in the position for
black
you.
just has not enough time to take my pawn.
Okay.
But h5 is even stronger because
This was a fantastic
black
move.
cannot do anything now.
Yeah.
So I also considered something like rook d3, but nothing worked because I just play king d6, and if he gives an exchange, I just get back on d6.
Right.
So f4, bishop c8. Okay, there is one trap, of course. After rook d3 or rook g5, if I play c7, black takes on d5 and plays king d7.
And he's fighting.
Yes, maybe I can... maybe it's too much. I don't know. Okay, rook c5, king d7, f3, or rook d8. I don't know,
Right.
but there is no reason to calculate this.
Right.
Okay.
Because you would have, against rook d3, you would
Yes,
have played
I can-
rook g7.
yes.
Yeah,
And there is mate on the back rank.
precisely.
Yes, and well, my first intention here was to play bishop e6, which is also winning because I can give a check and play c7, rook takes c8, and now,
It's
for
all
example,
check.
rook a8. Oh, okay, even the check because, okay, there is mate in 4, I think. Queen e6, check queen e7, check queen e8. But okay, even if I
Exactly.
play any other sensible move, it's winning. Okay, so... But bishop
This
f7
was
is...
also artistic finish.
Yes.
I thought that was very beautiful, David. Really, what can I say? Applause. Brilliant game, really, and very well done. I mean, you haven't garnered the points that your enterprising play deserves. I mean, you've been unfortunate, actually, in the tournament thus far, and today you seized an opportunity.
No, I was not unfortunate. I saved a very bad position against Ding Lejeune. And okay, I think 4.5 out of 9 is a normal result given which position I received here.
Well, I recall again your game with Anish. Did you see? In hindsight, you saw the move Bishop d4 and you played it over, no doubts, with your engine against Anish Giri earlier in the tournament. But we thought that could easily have been the game of the tournament because you had played so enterprising and brilliant chess with the rook sacrifice.
I saw many interesting ideas, but I haven't seen Bishop d4. It's just a computer move, and one can find it, but it's very difficult and it rarely
Agreed.
happens.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to take a short break, and we'll come back for a wrap up of this very exciting round of the Tata Steel chess tournament.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for